Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to just come on and film a makeup look. I really don't know which makeup look I'm going to film. I'm kind of leaning towards a smoky eye, a brown sultry smoky eye, but I'm not quite sure. I think I want to throw some purple in there or maybe some army green. But I just wanted to come on with you guys and just kind of like chit chat. So this is not really going to be a formal, this is not going to really be a formal makeup tutorial or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by priming my face. I'm going to be priming my face with the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. If you guys are not aware, this is like my old-time favorite primer. It's not mattifying. It's not necessarily mattifying, and it's not necessarily hydrating. It's like perfect in the middle, and it has like a nice smoothing effect. This primer I feel like works with just about any foundation, and it works with just about any skin type. And then I'm just going to be taking my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear, Longwear foundation in the color Tahoe. I've been using this foundation for a couple of days since I purchased it, and I really do like it. One of the things, oh, I forgot to, gotta get my beauty blender 1 second. Well, you know what, I'm gonna use a brush. But one of the things that I look for in a foundation is how it looks after my oils have peeked through. I know I have oily skin, so a foundation that's going to not that's not going to have me looking oily at the end of the day is kind of hard to find, and not necessarily oily, like as long as I'm not looking Crisco oily, I'm fine. I know that is just inevitable, but so one of the things I look for in a foundation is to see how it looks after my oils have seeped through, if the foundation is broken up on my skin, or if it still looks good with a little bit of oil that I have going on. So that's really kind of how I judge a foundation. And with this particular foundation, it looks good after my oils have seeped through, and I don't really get super oily. So I have been loving this foundation. Next, I'm going to move on with concealer, and I'll be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Caramel. I'm just going to take and place a little bit more of that concealer right in the corner of my eyes. And I'm just going to let it sit, and I'll be blending it out later. Now I'm just going to move on with contour and bronzing my skin. I'll be using the Maybelline, Master Contour stick in the color Deep. I don't use this quite often, but I'm kind of feeling like the contouring look. Like I said, I normally bronze, but I'm kind of feeling a contour, so I'm just going to use the contouring side of the stick. It looks a little pink. I don't use this quite often. It looks a little pink. It's like a pink undertone, but we'll see. So I'll just be blending it out with my Eco Tools brush. This is the Precise Blush Brush, but I just think it works better for cream products than blending out cream contours and bronzers. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm just going to take whatever is left on a brush and contour my nose. I like it. I like it. It's nice. It's nice. So now I'm just going to bronze with my Jordana Sculpt and Go stick. This is in the color Deep. This has made me fall in love with cream bronzing and just cream products in general. I love the color on this stick. Like, this is the perfect bronzing shade. It's really pretty. I really didn't used to contour, or use any cream products for that matter, but this has really made me love cream products and kind of dabble in them, or just not even love, but just made me want to dabble in cream products more. So, and I'm going to be using my new blending and bronzing Eco Tools brush. I had this in my makeup and skincare haul I did previously, and I really do like the brush. I think I like it better for cream products. Well, for my cream bronzing, I think it'd be good for a cream blush as well when I start to dabble in cream blush. I think it would be better for that. Now I'm just going to blend out that concealer that I had sitting in my inner corners. I definitely think that gave a brightening effect in the inner corner. That's pretty. I like that. And I'm just going to take the rest of it and blend it on my forehead. I just want to make sure that the bronzer and the concealer blends in and I don't have any harsh lines. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going over everything. And I'll be setting my face after I've blended everything out. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Sometimes I'm recording like early in the morning and I know that I sound dead. And like even now it's not early at all, it's in the afternoon, but I still feel like I sound dead. I feel like I should have a little bit more pep in my voice. So normally I don't set my foundation, but I decided to set my foundation today. I have the black Radiance. This is the pressed powder and I have it in the color Golden Cashews. I used to just use this powder for foundation, but I haven't used it in a while, and I do really like the color, and I also like the finish of it. It's nice and smooth. It's really smooth. It's like really smooth. I haven't used it in so long, I forgot how soft it was. It's a really soft powder, so I'm going to be setting my foundation with that today. And I think I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush to set it with. I don't want to really deposit too much color on my face because I want to avoid the cakiness. So I'm just lightly tapping my brush in there, and I'm just going to tap that on the skin. And now I'm just going to go over my bronzer with the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in a Cappuccino. I've also been loving this. Sorry guys. I've also been loving this powder bronzer. This is a really pretty shade. Oh, this is also really soft. It's really soft. It's like a cool tone. It's a cool tone bronzer. It's not too cool to where it doesn't work as a bronzer. It's like perfect. It's not too orange. And it has just enough warmth. So I really have been enjoying this. I've been using this ooh, I think I put too much on that side. I always do this. I hate when my brows look powdery. I have to put it on my foundation. Like, filling them in is just not going to work. Like, I have to clean them off. I've wiped them down. I'm just going to be using my Jordana Quick Brow, my micro pencil in the color Dark Brunette. I like to use the natural taupe, but I run out of it so quick. It's like, it's not that much product in this eyebrow pencil. It's only 0.002 gram, excuse me, 2.002 ounces in this eyebrow pencil, which is not a lot. But so I had these already left over that I hadn't used yet, so I've been using this. But I really do like the natural taupe. It gives me more of a natural brow, and I can go in a little bit harder with my brows. With this one, I have to be very careful. So now I'm going to move on to my eyes, and of course I'm going to be using this palette that I just cannot keep my hands off of. It is the Nicka palette that I've probably used in just about every video. I love this palette. This is such a good palette. Guys, if you have not purchased this palette, please go and purchase it. I promise you, it's a really good palette. Like, I'm obsessed with this palette. I really didn't think that I would fall in love with a drugstore, not even a drugstore, a beauty supply store eyeshadow palette, because drugstores can't even get it right sometimes. But this eyeshadow palette, I'm obsessed with. This is such a nice palette. I know I say this is orange with this, which this really is orange, but it picks up yellow on camera. I don't know why. And then this one picks up orange on camera, but this one is more of a red. It has an orange. It's red, a red orange, but more red than orange. And I do also want to use this NYX pigment. This is in the color number 4. Oh, Henna. Comes in a little jar like this. It's a green, like a green tone shade. It's really pretty. Further along, so I'm going to start off with this shade here, and I'm going to be placing that in my crease. That's just already pretty. Like, that's already pretty. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that's just already a pretty wash of color. And if you guys have tried this palette or anything from this brand, comment below and let me know how you feel about the palette, as well as any other products that they carry, because I'm kind of looking forward to going back and picking up another eyeshadow palette. So now I think I'm going to go in with this shade here. It's not as, well, no, these kind of look true to color, these here. But so I'm going to go in with this shade here. Has a little bit of red in it, and it's a brown shade but has a little red in it, so I'm going to use that in my crease as well. And I'm going to be taking, I probably can do like this purple shade here on the end. It's like a purplish brown shade. I was looking more towards these purples here, but I think this one will work. It's not as deep as I want it to be, so I probably go over top of that purple with a little black out of this palette. The black is not the best black in this palette, but it gets the job done. And I kind of like it because I'm scared of black. Like, I'm scared of black, so I avoid black in my looks altogether. But with this black here, it's a little weak in a bad way. I mean, it's a little weak in a good way. So it's something to work. You can work with it. I will say, not all the shades in the palette are the best, or that I can rave about. These shades here, these shades on the end, they're creamy. They're not too bad. They're not too bad. I'm gonna use one of them today on my brow bone and see how I like it. I'll just go ahead and drag that on into the crease. I didn't want a real big contrast between the outer corner and the lid. This NYX Pigment Henna that I showed to you guys earlier. I think I'm going to place that on the lower lash line. That's okay. I may have to go into that green with a wet brush. Just deepening up that outer corner at the bottom lash with that brownish purple shade. And then I'm just wiping my brush out with this. This is the Ulta brand. It's their version of the Color Switch palette, and it actually works pretty good. That's pretty. That's pretty. Oh, I'm gonna try that brow bone shade. So I'm gonna go in with this middle shade here. These two are definitely too light for me. I even think that shade is too light. I think I'm gonna tone that shade down because that's a little bit too light for me under the brow bone. And I'm gonna tone it down with this shade here. This one is a lighter shade. Okay, that's better. I'm going to be going in with the Prestige Eyeshadow in Golden Retriever. This was like before there was bronzing and highlighting. My sister had put me onto this, and like we used to use these like crazy. It's a nice gold. It's not too yellow and it's not too green, if you know what I mean. I'm going to be taking that and placing that in the inner corner. This was the eyeshadow that I would use to bronze, to highlight. This was just really to like bronze up the skin. Like I used this so many years ago. How many years ago? 9 or 10 years ago. I normally don't line my waterline, but I've been liking using a dark brown in my waterline. It's kind of sultry and gives the eye look a little oomph, especially when you're doing a smoky eye. I just put a little bit of my Benefit BadGal Lash Mascara on. I feel like this look can benefit from a more defined darker brow. The color I think would be pretty with it is the NYX Lingerie color in After Hours. I think that would be really pretty. So I'm just going to place it on as well. And then I'm going to go over with my Coco Loco lip liner. Then I'm going to place a little bit of the Daringly Nude in the center. You know what? I forgot my highlighter. I cannot forget my highlighter. So I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. This is the ABH and Amrezy highlighter. Such a pretty color. So So when I was younger, I remember being picked on about my clavicles. I believe that's what it's called, your clavicles. I used to be very ashamed of them and self-conscious about them. But right now, I'm kind of feeling that clavicle till they can't be highlighted anymore.